ever get easy to talk about what happened to my grandfather. And I told him, it never gets easy because of the tragicness of it. I'm going to attempt today to get through it. So, to everyone here, on behalf of the Rouse family, I just want to say thank you for coming out to help us celebrate my grandfather, Mr. Fred Rouse, his life and his legacy. And for that, I express my deepest gratitude. And by now, you have all heard of the tragedy that happened to Mr. Fred Rouse, the tragedy of how he was brutally murdered right here on this very land 100 years ago today. The intentional tragedy of how he was beaten to near death, then shot and stabbed and ultimately hung from a tree right here on these grounds. And Brother McKinney, I've said this before, but I truly believe that when my grandfather took his last breath hanging from that tree, I believe he uttered the words, "This is only the beginning." Because last year, which was 100 years after his murder, his same flesh, his same blood, and his same name, Fred Rouse, came back to this very place.
Yeah.
And is standing in front of you today.
Thank you.
In August of 1963, at the March on Washington, civil rights activist and House of Representative John Lewis gave a speech. And in that speech, he said, "We do not want our freedom gradually, but we want to be free now." And those words have echoed loudly through the halls of justice and the streets of America all over the world. And just last year, on this very day, December the 11th, 2021, we had the groundbreaking ceremony for the Mr. Fred Rouse Memorial. And on that day, I gave a speech. And in that speech, I told America to take the rope off our necks. But this year, Dr. Opal, I want to tell America, you may have taken the rope off our necks, but the tree is still standing. When I talk about the tree, I'm talking about the tree of systemic racism that has taken root in this country and all over the world. I'm talking about the tree that has bared the fruits of injustice and bigotry throughout America. We can't even sit in our own car and eat McDonald's without someone opening the car door and shoots into the car. Remember Eric Cantu.
Thank you.
The tree is still standing. We can't even be unarmed at a gas station without someone walking up to us and shooting us 4 times for no reason. Remember Jonathan Price. The tree is still standing. We have to wait almost 3 years for a trial to begin when someone shoots us through a window at our own home.
No.
Remember Tatiana Jefferson, the
Say
tree
her
is
name.
still standing.
Say her name.
There's a shift happening in this country, and I can feel it. There's a movement of change and of pride happening in this country, and it's everywhere. There's a resurgence of strength and of dignity happening in America. And as a people, we have to chop down the tree of racism and pull out the roots of hatred and divisive mentalities.
Yes, sir.
On August 28, 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said in his famous address to the Lincoln Memorial, when the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's important because the first 3 words of the preamble of the United States Constitution says, "We the people." That means all of us. We are all the people that make up America, and America is what we make it. The only way we as a people are going to see change in this great nation is if we take action and change it. We have to work together for America to give us equal pay on our jobs. We have to work together for America to give us justice for our loved ones who have been brutally murdered or wrongly incarcerated by this systemic racism in our judicial system. We have to work together for America to give us better educations and better schools for our children. Everyone in this audience has the ability to invoke change in this country. We can all recognize that there is only one race of people, and that's the human race. I believe in an America where the color of your skin does not determine your economic status. I believe in an America where the gender identity you choose does not get you shot in a dance club. I believe in an America where all people, all races, and all religions can walk in harmony and raise our children as equal. We are all Fred Rouse.
Thank you.
We are all Tatiana Jefferson. We are all George Floyd. We are all Botham Jean. We are all connected. When one of us is caught in the snares of inequality and the barbed wire of injustice, we are all affected. Brothers and sisters, we were brought here in chains. But now that we are here, let's walk around with crowns of dignity and spirits of purpose. What happened to Mr. Fred Rouse didn't happen to the Rouse family only, but it happened to all the families. And we are all living proof because at this very moment, we are all here. All races, all colors, all religions, right here in unity, celebrating the life and the legacy of Mr. Fred Rouse. Thank you.